This is Josie Brown with Author Provocateur. Today's guest is Denise Swanson, the New York Times bestselling author of The Change of Heart and Delicious Love Romances, and also the Scumble River and Devereaux Dime Store Mysteries. Denise's latest series is her Chef to Go Mysteries, and she'll be introducing her first book at Barbara Vay 2018 Reader Appreciation Weekend. Hello, Denise. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
And the first book in the series, I think, is called Tart of Darkness, correct?
That is correct. We are going to go for those punny titles.
I like it. I love punny titles, and I certainly love books that have to do with food, especially if they're cozy mysteries, which I presume this would be categorized as a cozy.
Yes, this will probably be extremely cozy.
And I was reading a little bit about the book, and I love the fact that your heroine is going to inherit an old Victorian. I live near a lot of Victorians here in San Francisco, so they're always exciting to me. Tell me a little bit about her and how she ends up not only becoming a chef, but also having this wonderful new life of hers.
Well, Danny starts out the book having just quit her job in human resources. She's worked since college for a insurance company and has had a run-in with her boss and her boss's boss and decided it was time to look for a fresh start. So she is currently, when the book opens, she is not working, avoiding sending out new resumes, and cooking for all the college students that she shares her apartment building with.
Well, that's wonderful. And from what I can tell, they're going to be quite a handful.
Well, she is in her late 20s, and she's not quite old enough to be their parents, but she's also enough of a generation away to view them in a different light than their friends. So she's in sort of that almost like dorm mother stage with them, where she is she's their friend, but she's definitely also concerned about them in ways that maybe their friends would not be.
Right, sort of a big sister, but
yeah,
but also the landlord. So that makes for a lot of I'm sure situations.
Well, Danny was never intending to be the landlord, and never intending to either start a cooking career or open up her house to a bunch of college students. But, life sort of hands you the makings for a good recipe, whether you put it together in the right way and create a wonderful cake or a horrible doorstop is sort of up to you. And that's where Danny finds herself at the beginning of this series.
Which is a very appropriate metaphor. And I wanted to ask you, I presume you're going to be bringing a limited or a large selection of this new series, as well as some of your other books?
Yes, I'll have a smattering of all of my books available at the luncheon.
That'll be so much fun. Can you tell me a little bit about the Scumble River series? I've been dying. I just love the name, and I'm dying to know what it's about.
The Scumble River series was the first mystery series that I began working on. The 20th book, Dead in the Water, just came out in September, and it features a school psychologist as the sleuth. And I chose that profession because that's what I did for 22 years.
Wonderful. So you had an insider's knowledge of this.
Yes, and it really helps to know the ins and outs of the school system, the ins and outs of a small town, and the way a school psychologist is viewed in that situation.
Now, is it a straight mystery? Is it a cozy? Is it more of a thriller? what can readers expect?
It's been sold by Penguin as a cozy mystery. I see it more as a traditional mystery with a very heavy romantic element to it.
Fabulous, because that's always a big seller at the Barbara Vay events. So that'll be wonderful. And the Devereaux Dime Store series, is that also romantic suspense or cozy?
It again is more of a cozy / traditional mystery, again with a heavy romantic element. In fact, Devereaux is caught between two guys in the first 5 books of that series and finally makes her decision in the 6th book. There's a hometown love, a doctor that she dated in high school, and because of many circumstances didn't work out. And then there's a new love, a U.S. Marshal that is took early retirement because of a duty-associated wound. So during the first 5 books of that series, she's sort of, what's that song, caught between two lovers.
Right. And that's always fun for readers because, they root for either hero number 1 or hero number 2. And, it's always fun to see who ends up with what guy.
Yes. And, you're always going to make someone angry.
Right, exactly. Well, I think the readers at the Barbara Vay event are going to have a lot to choose from you, and it's so great to talk to you.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to meeting you in person in April.
I look forward to it, too, and also picking up one of your books. And 3 fun series, you can't beat that, from Denise Swanson. Want to hear more about the authors who will be attending the Barbara Vay Reader Appreciation Weekend? Just go to my website, authorprovocateur.com, and click on to the other interviews. You'll also find them on the event's Facebook page. And beneath each interview, feel free to leave a comment about your favorite part of it. Doing so puts you in the running for a bundle of the author's books. Listeners can leave 1 comment per author to be entered for the drawing. This is Josie Brown of Author Provocateur, signing off.